What's up, y'all? Welcome to Tuesday Night Studio Sessions. My name is Sean. I'll be your host. Hope you're having a good night. What a week it has been. Since the last time we talked, I have purchased a drone, which is this guy, the Avata 2. I purchased a remote controller, the FPV Remote Controller 3. And I purchased a 360 action cam, which is the Insta360 X4. I knew this was coming out, but I wasn't quite sure it was the X4. But I got leaks. Was it yesterday? Might have been the day before. I saw leaks of it, and I was like, "Yep, that's the new camera." I saw some videos by 360 Rumors, and they were like, this is one of the greatest advancements of all time or whatever. It's an X3 that's been upgraded to 8K. It's got a new processor and a bigger sensor. It is about as good as the 1-inch edition from the RS that came out a couple years ago. Stabilization's better. Obviously the stitching is going to be better because it's thinner. And they've added some really cool accessories. You can screw on the lenses now. But we're going to get into all of that. So we're going to talk about the Avata 2 and the X4 tonight. It's kind of a two-for show. I was able to pick this up at 10 o'clock today, took it out to the park, spent about a half hour making videos, and I have, So I definitely have some knowledge already. I put it through Insta360 Studio, which is wonderful now, and exported the video and put it up on YouTube. Right now it's at 360p, so I'm hoping it gets to 1080 by the time I show the video for you guys. And then I reached out to Alex. A lot of you guys know him as AME Aerials. He is planning on being on the show tonight. And he flew FPV with the Avata 2 for the first time this week. First time he ever flew FPV. He's flown drones before, and we've actually talked about 360 video. He's one of those guys that just kind of has the same, the same likes as I have. So it should be pretty good once he gets on here. Dewey asks, well, let's go through roll call real quick. So CT Pirate is first. Is that Connecticut? Then Dusty from East Coast Drones. East Coast Thrills. Let me get another sip of coffee. What's going on? Yes, sir. So that's Connecticut. Awesome. Steve and Drones. Connecticut Drone or Connecticut Pirate, have we met? Did you come to the South Florida? Okay, so we met at the South Florida Drone Meetup. Awesome. I remember your logo, but there's a lot of pirate stuff out there. Awesome. I'm gonna need to see what your face looks like before I commit. Great. Eat more possums in the house. Welcome, Brent. Hope you're having a good night. Who else we got in the house? I believe I saw Dewey's in the house. Good morning, Dewey. Hope you're having a good morning. Dusty doesn't care about the Avata talk. He just wants to look at the camera. So that's cool. Hey, it's all good. Dewey asks, what else is coming out from DJI? I think the two things that have been leaked so far have already been released, which is there's a gimbal, the RS4 Pro, which is focused on focus. They've upped their game with the LiDAR system. And then DJI Vada 2 has come out. And that's all I know of so far. So if you think about it, with the new OcuSync, is that right? Yeah, with the new OcuSync system, OS4, you have the DJI Air 3, which came out on it, the Mini 4 Pro, now the Avata 2. So the Inspire came out last year, so they're not going to bring out a new Inspire this year. So the only thing I think that's kind of left there is the Mavic 4. And I don't know that the Mavic 4, so they released a Mavic 3 Pro, and then they came out with the Classic the year later. So we might be due for another Mavic, the Mavic 4. But that's just me speculating. As far as cameras, Action 4 has out. They could come out with Action 5. I don't know if that's slated for next year or not. But I don't know the answer to that question, so I'm going to stop speculating. Who else we got in the house? All right, me and Ray chatting at Sticks about your Ray-Bans. Oh, yes, you're kind of the first person I met. Okay, I know who you are. Awesome. Charles Galuski's in the house. What's up, Charles? Hope you're having a good night. Who else we got? That's it. I've caught up to the chat. There's only 6 people in here, so I guess a lot of people don't really care about this camera, but that's okay. I care about it, and it might be one of those nights where people just show up late. So I spent a good part of the evening last night making a new intro for the new countdown for kind of my new Foxhorn branding on this live stream. And I cannot get it. I made it too complicated. I bought this awesome animated background, and then I started, putting things on the screen and fixing it up. And I can't get it below a gig, and I can only upload 300 megabytes to the live stream. So I've got to figure out how to fix that. So that's why. And the other, the one that I put together a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks in a row, I got flagged for copyright on a song that I got off of Epidemic Sounds. So I don't know if AI is getting better and finding like background tracks that people have used and stolen and stuff like that. But anyway, I disputed one week, and that dispute never got fixed. And then the next week I got a copyright strike again after I took that song out, and apparently I took the wrong song out. And so anyway, I got to figure all that out. But we've got someone in the green room. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. All right, we got a thumbs up. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him in, and I'm going to have a co-host tonight. So let's check this out.
Hey, how you doing, everybody?
What's up, Alex?
Good. I've never been in this form thing. How do I see the chats? I got to open up a YouTube window, don't I?
So there's two ways. There's the chat that you can see in Streamlabs. It might be on the menu over to the right.
I see it now.
And then you can also look at it on YouTube. If you open up YouTube, you need to mute YouTube.
Got it.
Because it'll be like, it'll be like we're real time and YouTube is like
Right.
maybe
It's a delay. I get that.
15
You'll
seconds
get an
off.
echo. Yeah.
Yep.
I can see the chat now. CD
Man,
Pirate.
I look really pale compared
Kiwi.
to you now.
Oh.
You're like in HDR or something.
I don't know what I'm in. I'm using this Insta360 link as the webcam.
Nice. I might do that. I might get one of those.
Yeah, it's sweet. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. Little tired. I had a long day at work.
Yeah.
I see Charles, Steven Drones. Yeah, you guys, everybody's here. Cool. Go on, Sean. It's your show.
I'm like, man, go for it. I'll just sit back.
No. Hey, did you get it? That the X4 already?
Yeah, that's it.
Damn. Where'd you get that? At Best Buy? You walked into Best Buy, or they Amazon?
Well, so on launch days, I check to see if it's there at 9 and to see if it's available in town. If it's available in town for pickup at Best Buy, then I order it from there. If it's not available for pickup, then I go to Amazon and usually get it like next day.
Yeah, I knew this was coming, man, but I think I'm gonna wait a little bit because I just got the Avata too. You already know that.
Yeah. You dropped a big chunk of change this week, so
yeah. So I'm gonna hold off.
Wait a paycheck or two.
Yeah.
CT. Yeah, I've already taken it out and played with it.
Yeah.
Video quality is amazing on it. I don't know if it's as good as my 1-inch or not. If it is, then this is a lot better form factor than my 1-inch. So I think with this one, there's going to be an overheating issue because they made this special case to dissipate heat to add to it if you're going to record in 8K. And there's also a warning, like you have to put this on or else you'll burn your hands when you grab the camera. So
are you a Best Buy what's that, elite member or whatever it's called? Because I think they give you I think 60 days or 90 to return it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you might get a restocking fee.
Yeah, I've got a restocking fee. I used to be an elite member, and then I returned things so often that I couldn't return anything else for a year. Like they put a ban on my account for returning things. So yeah.
I see CT Pirate got the wrap grade, so you're wrapping, skinning your Mini 3 Pro. Cool.
So Alex, tell us about. Let's start with the Avata. Tell us about your experience with the Avata 2, kind of where you've come from as a pilot, and then like your new chapter in life.
Yeah, exactly. Well, needless to say, there's as Ray Kelly would put it, right, more people are floating over to the dark side.
Yeah,
and I've always been curious, and I've seen footage of people flying FPV and this and anything. Now, you're talking to a guy who, like, remember Pong and the Atari stuff when you were a kid?
Yep.
I sucked at all these games. I had no eye-hand coordination, all that sort of stuff. So the drone thing fascinated me, and the cameras, taking pictures of aerials and all that sort of stuff. But watching these guys flying FPV, it just fascinated me, and I was like, they had to have been born with sticks in their hands,
Yeah.
And so I never thought I could do it, but man, this community just backs you up. They back you up and they say you can do it, and I still believe that I can't. But I passed on the Avata last year.
Yeah.
And I didn't regret it, but because I knew that whenever they come out with a new edition of anything, they got to work out the bugs, Yeah. And so I knew that if I waited long enough, that a second edition of that drone would come out, and they did. So I gambled, and from what I heard of the leaks and so forth, that when it was first announced, I was like, okay, I think this is the one that I'm going to start. And I call it FPV, and in reality, it resembles FPV, because I use the motion controller, and most people I think might have seen that I posted my first attempts video. So I'm literally a beginner at this, but I want to try it, and who knows? Maybe after the Avata 2, I may go and try the full thing, the full boat, the FPV. Who knows?
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I know that on the next paycheck, I may be getting the controller with the sticks and try that method. Although, man, I struggled at first with a motion controller, but it was pretty easy to get into it. It's almost like one joystick instead of controlling two, where your mind is thinking with this one and the other half is thinking, and the hemispheres are divided.
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
If you stop, like, you've been flying regular drones for a while, like it's a whole new mechanism that is kind of like the first time I flew with it, I couldn't figure out how to take off.
Yeah.
Like those little instructions that were over in the right, they weren't there on the drone that I was I think it was the Mini 3 Pro maybe, or something like that. And I had no idea how to even take off with it. But
I literally driving to the park, knowing that I was going to fly this thing for the first time in the car. I watched a 2-minute introduction from DJI on how to start it and all that. And that was it.
Yeah.
I had not seen many videos about it. It wasn't until after I got back from the park that I started to, everyone's got videos out already.
Yeah. When I watched your video, like I saw you took off from the picnic table underneath the roof, and I was like, oh my gosh. And you're like, and you were like trying to figure out how to control it at first, and it was like kind of going towards the pole or whatever.
Yeah, and I can hear it. I was obviously wearing the goggles, and I can hear it, and I can see the thing, and then I see the roof line. I'm like, oh, and I was, really trying to, configure it in my mind what to do.
Yeah.
But it was a trip. I don't know if I answered your question. Did I?
I don't even remember what the question was. But yeah. Oh yeah. How was your first experience? Do you like the goggles? Do you think the goggles look good?
Well, I mean, it's no fashion statement, but
not look good on you, but like the screen.
I thought it was pretty cool. Now, I got these things a while back ago, and this is kind of what really started to pique my curiosity about the goggles. I don't know if people know about AR and VR and stuff. I ended up getting the Rokids, and started watching movie. In fact, sometimes I would just like lay in bed and throw on YouTube and watch it, and then I fall asleep with it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, wow, this is amazing that you got this big screen in front of your eyes and so forth. Now I can only imagine what it's like to fly, and see that screen in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
And so when I took off and put on those goggles, I was like, just wow. It's like a simulated roller coaster type of thing.
Yeah.
And it was nuts. Now, and I started in the beginner mode and I struggled, and I was like, oh man, I'm not going anywhere with this. So I figured out how to do normal mode, and the next thing I want to try is sport, because I do want to go a little faster.
Yeah. Everybody that I've seen with that beginner mode, like I feel like the beginner mode is almost too much of a crutch at the beginning. Mm-hmm. I feel like if there was a, only 2 miles an hour mode or something like that, but like that beginner mode is very, very beginner. Like,
yeah, that's something like you would hand, if a kid bugs you enough, I'm like, all right, yeah, and throw it in beginner mode and hand it to them.
Yeah.
So they don't go nowhere.
Yeah. And that drone's got bumpers. Like if it's going slow, and it hits you, it's not going to hurt. The only thing it's going to hurt is if it gets like your hair stuck in the blades or something.
Yeah. Oh, I see Maddie's in the chat, and B-Rad. How you doing, boys?
What's up, Brad? Hope you're having a good night. Maddie's in the house. Where's Maddie at? Oh, there's Maddie.
Yeah. Flying the Avata 2 is FPV. Yeah. I guess so. I call it resembles FPV because you guys are the masters, Maddie. Maddie, you're the champ at that.
Oh yeah.
You know, and
Maddie's definitely another level.
And at the recent meetup, you know, it's like everyone I hung out with, they were, with the exception of maybe 2 people, everyone was flying FPVs or, you know, our FPV guys.
Yeah.
And they all like ganged up on me. Alex, you gotta go FPV and all that sort of stuff. You know, so
that's funny.
And they know who they are.
Yeah. So what do you fly a Mavic 3 too, right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
How would you compare the Avata 2 camera to the Mavic 3?
Completely different.
Okay.
The Avata 2 has the same camera from what I'm reading and watching as the Action 4.
Yep.
Which I have. So it's more of an action camera type of feel. The Mavic 3 is more, I mean, it's a 4/3 sensor. You can't, you know, compare the two. It's more for photography and cinematic type video, and just 2 different completely modes, you know. And I can see why the Avata should have like an action type camera, so you can get that wide, you know, view. So the Mavic 3 has outstanding, you know, photography capabilities. It's just a totally different world from this. This is like more for fun. For me, you know, I mean, maybe I'll, you know, do a little mix up of videos with, you know, maybe the Mavic 3 and throw in a little bit of the FPV.
Yeah.
You know, that'll be fun.
I think you'll like, since you come more from a photography, videography background, I think you'll like the, like maybe doing one battery with Rocksteady and then the next battery doing horizon hold.
Horizon Steady or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but like you can fly around things. You can get way closer to things than you ever could with your Mavic 3, but also hold the horizon and get 16:9 video and 60 frames per second, and you can get all of that stuff close up. And what I like to do is I like to get all of my my wide shots with my Mavic 3 and then my close-up shots with my Avata, because I know I don't want to get my Mavic 3 really close to things. Like I could really hurt somebody with that drone, or I could really hurt like property with that. I could rip paint off the side of a you know, I could do some damage with that Mavic 3.
Yeah, it's a beast. Yeah.
Yeah. But the Avata, you can just bounce off things.
Yeah, I haven't tested it on hit people with it yet, but you know, maybe when I put it in sports mode.
Yeah, I would just drive it into your chest. Like maybe at like 12 miles an hour, like just bounce it off of your chest and just see what it feels like, and then you'll be a lot more comfortable flying around people. Because with my GPS drones in the past, I've always, you know, there's always like, don't fly around people, you're gonna kill them and it's gonna fall out of the sky and all that kind of stuff. But just like when I bought my son an airsoft gun, the first thing I did was I shot him in the back with it. And I said, this is what it feels like when you get shot with it. So don't shoot anybody in the face with it, or don't shoot anybody in the eye with it. So, or like cops when they tase each other, to see what it feels like when they actually get tased.
Wait, do cops sit around and tase each other?
Well, it's like an
let me get you a coffee.
Well, like I've watched initiations where like they'll all like stand around each other and like they'll catch the person that gets tased. And
hey, Ray.
But Ray Kelly's in the house. What's up, Ray? So, do you want us to watch your video?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. I think some people may have seen it, but yeah, go ahead, show it. I'm not embarrassed. I was embarrassed doing the flying and so forth because I thought I was making an idiot out of myself. But
oh, you're good.
But
you actually flew a lot better than most beginners. I will say that. Like, I think maybe just being around people and flying a drone and like already, watching some other people, like, I mean, you had now, I don't know how long you were out there videoing, and I don't know what you didn't put in the video, but the video that you showed, like, you know, you had a little bit of a rough start, but after that, you did really, really well. As soon as you took it out of beginner mode, and you flew right over a fence, like over trees, like
the lake.
Yeah, you went over water. I'm scared of water. Like if I've crashed a couple drones and I could recover them. If it goes in the water, I don't know that I can recover that.
Yeah, well, I call it a lake, but it was probably like a pond. It couldn't have been that deep, like maybe 6 feet deep. So
yeah,
not that I would want to go in there, but.
All right, I'm going to turn.
Ray, you're next. You're going to get the Avata too. Come on.
I'm going to turn the audio off of your video, and then I'm going to let you kind of commentate.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yeah. Go straight to the flights and stuff. You don't have to go to the babbling stuff that I do.
I'll do that.
Right. You know how like FPV, the FPV videos tend to be, you know, just a shot. So I threw in some special effects when special.
Yeah, I heard whenever you went by a tree, you went. You did like the.
I thought it would be fun.
Yeah, it was good. All right, let me get this so that we're a little bit more. There, I like that. All right, here we go.
Okay. Yeah, so here I decided to show what people look, what it looks like through the goggles. Boy, I can't talk today.
You're good.
Yeah, and as you can see, I'm shaky. I was still trying to figure out like how to turn, because I was literally going like this. And then there's a part where I'm going like this because I blended the two videos. The tabletop stuff I shot on a Pocket 3.
Okay.
And then the actual footage of this was through the goggles, and then I transitioned to the camera on the Avata 2.
Okay.
So here I'm just talking to myself out loud and trying to figure it out. See what you can see my hand movements, trying to figure it out. And on this part, because I was struggling to get started, I threw in a sound effect of a motor.
Yeah,
struggling to get going.
I will say it was really good that you were sitting down. Some people try to do this standing up and they just fall flat on their face because they're not used to the vertigo.
Yeah. But even sitting down, and then I realized that I had it in D-Lug when I was editing it. And I was like, okay, I need to find the light for this and tweak it. And that's when I changed it up. The second half of this video, I decided to shoot in auto, and I thought, man, there's no need to color grade with this.
Yeah,
the auto looks just fine.
Yep, auto looks good, and it's easier to see what you're doing when you're flying.
They're telling me I have an echo.
Oh, there's an echo now. I know why. Wait, no, I don't.
Oh. All right, let me see if that fixed it. Nope.
Do you hear the echo?
I do.
All right, let me do this. I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to unshare it. And then I'm going to share it with no audio and see if that fixes it.
Okay. All right, wait. I think that stopped.
All right, see if it's back.
Okay. All right. No, I don't hear an echo anymore.
All right, we are good. Go for it.
All right. So
I
think this is where I was just changing up the settings.
Yeah, this is where you get good, I think.
Like I was switching it to normal, and I was like, whoa, because I hit the trigger all the way, and it just like sped up. And I didn't realize how sensitive the trigger is, but I imagine the sticks are the same way. Someone said you got to go small movements, and I think it's the same way with the trigger on the motion controller.
Yeah, I've noticed with the motion controller, a lot of people like hold it, and like you can't hold your arm like that for a long period of time without it starting to shake. With the sticks, I can put them like right on my, my torso and fly around with it, or I can rest on my arms on the chair. And I think it's for me, it's a lot easier to do smooth movements with my thumb than it is to hold my arm out smoothly.
Yeah. Now, having said that, I don't have any experience with the first version. This is where I decided to go over the lake. I was feeling a little confident. So
the ballsy first move.
Yeah.
First flight.
I was like, it's just the edge of the lake. What the hell? But comparing the first one, I have nothing to compare it to. I never had the Avata one, but I understand that this one is, compared to the first one, is lighter. So I don't know if there would be, for most people, fatigue.
The controller is a lot lighter.
Much lighter and smaller, from what I understand. Again, I have no experience. The people who are in the chat here, they probably know. And again, more ballsy going over the lake with a drone that I just got.
Now, you're not shaky here at all. You were shaky at the beginning, but like this is very smooth flight.
Yeah. And whenever I rolled too much, turning the wrist, that's when I started to feel a little nauseous. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And that's where I stopped, because I was like, well, I don't want to be nauseous and sick while I'm flying. So I just paused it, and stopped there, and then got my wits back and started flying again. I only went through 2 batteries. You asked how long I was filming.
Yeah.
I brought both battery 1. I never got to use battery 3. At that point, I wanted to get back and see what I got on the footage. But I brought both batteries down to like 20%. So I don't know, maybe 35, 45 minutes of filming. I don't know. How much of these batteries supposed to last? 20 minutes?
Yeah, I'd say like a good flight is about 15, and then it gets down to 30%.
Yeah. And I wasn't hardcore, doing anything hardcore. So I wasn't.
Yeah. Did you try sport mode yet?
No, but that's my next thing. I did get to fly again after this. The South Florida Drone Flyers, Al Cercione and Ken Gottlieb. We met up at Miami Marine Stadium. And they were like, did you bring it? Did you bring it? And I said, yeah, but I don't know if I'm going to fly here. It's all concrete. I would rather fly over grass, soft stuff.
Yeah.
And then the moment they called me wuss, I was like, all right, that's it. I'm doing it. And so I just started flying around the big stadium lot, which is great. That stadium lot is awesome. It's wide open, nobody around. It was real cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's your first flight?
That was, my first flight ever doing anything remotely FPV. Granted, if you're not using the sticks, it's not real FPV. I'll defend the FPV guys on that.
So first person view just stands for first person view.
Yeah. True.
That's always what I say. But I think just going into the goggles is a whole nother level, like getting close to things. Like it's just a different mindset of like, flying from far away and zooming in, or like you flying close to something without zooming in. I think it's so much fun. And I think the Avatas give us an opportunity. Those of us that haven't spent all of our time keeping an aircraft in the air, like it gives us the opportunity to get those shots as well.
Yeah. I'm so used to the cinematic mode, going slow, capturing that view, that right angle, that right shot, the right light, where the sun is and so forth. And this is the other extreme for me. So it's like, again, it's that other extreme is a whole new ball of wax. And, for me, it's just a fun thing. I don't know how I can incorporate that into the other stuff, but I'll figure something out. I get a little creative once in a while.
Yeah. So for you, I think like flying at 60 frames per second and then taking that and throwing it into a 24 FPS timeline, slowing it down to 40% with horizon hold and flying close to things. I think you'll have a whole nother perspective, kind of like that tilt shift that you did on the boats, like doing like, it's almost like you're a bee or like a fly, like flying through things. There's one of the first videos I did like low to the ground was I think it was for fall leaves or something like that. But there's at the park that I fly, there's all these trees and there's like a little creek that goes through it, but it's a dried up creek. And so I've kind of flew through that creek and just alongside of it. And then I did it in slow motion with like, and it was a dusty, like dried up creek. And so like dust is flying up and leaves were like kind of flying over the camera. And I mean, I got a complaint that it wasn't fast enough. Like it was just, this is too slow. I'm bored or whatever. So, but, so the next video I did, I sped it up to like 3 times as fast and put hard rock on it and stuff like that. But,
B-Rad says that he had motion sickness too, in the beginning, but he got over it and he's, I guess he's used to it now. That's my goal. I just want to get used to it. Hey, Gary, how you doing? And eat more possum. What's my YouTube channel? AME Aerials. Oh,
I'll put
like
it
that. Spelled like this.
Oh, well, let me.
And you can see the full video. You're gonna crack up.
Yeah, so that's Alex's channel.
Yeah.
I'll add that to the description after this. Yeah. Trying to think what else.
Now you got the controller already, right? Or
yes.
you still have the standard controller? Or do you still have the motion controller?
I've got the motion controller that came with. I got the Fly More package.
Yeah, me too.
It came with the 3 batteries, and then the RC controller was not at Best Buy, so they had to ship it to me the next day. So it actually took 2 days for me to get the controllers, but it rained here for 2 days, so I don't know why I rushed to get it on launch day because weather in Nashville is crap.
Yeah.
Jim's droning said the Avata 2 sucks. He's just trying this clickbait for Jim. That's just so he can get his name on the show. He knows
Jim's
he wants
your
it.
Trip.
He probably has it already.
I think he does. I think he took his last flight, he said, so he has to have it. I thought I saw a clip or something on where he says that I'm going to fly this for the last time. I'm like, no, don't. Unless you got it sold, pal.
Oh, yeah. His final flight's up on the club.
Yeah.
Yep. Have you heard of anybody wreck it or have issues with it?
I haven't. I have not heard anybody. I've seen people crash it from the few videos that I've seen, and dusted it off and off they go and they fly again. So I'm hoping, I've heard things like that the frame. Now I'm not a builder of drones or anything like that, but the frame on this thing would be impossible to take apart. If you do crash it and it breaks, you have to send it in and all that sort of stuff. And I'm like, well, maybe I'll order those guards that are available through Original Tobo, which I did. I did order them. So.
Oh, he made some new ones for the new Avata 2?
Yeah, they're already in production.
Must be nice to get things ahead of time.
That was a free plug.
Yep. Yep. Next month, I might be one of the first reviewers of a specific camera, so I might actually enter that ball game a little bit. But
oh, cool.
So I'm pulling up. the accessories, and on the accessories for the DJI Avata 2, they don't have the body yet.
Okay.
So, but I feel like the whole top is like a big molded piece of plastic that you could just take off and replace it. That's how I feel.
I don't know. Has there been a teardown video? Does anybody know in the chat? Has there been a teardown on that to see if it comes apart? Anybody know? Seen a video? I don't know. We'll see. Someone eventually will do it.
I mean, to me, there's 2 screws back here. There's 2 screws up here, and there's 2 screws here. And that looks like to me that whole top is going to come off. So I don't know. I haven't torn it down, and I'm not going to. I'm going to let someone else do that.
Oh, come on, dude.
I don't have it. Like, I'm running my channel on credit right now.
Next Tuesday.
Yeah.
John tears out
live here.
That'll be
I
fun.
tear down the DJI Spark. No. But yeah. Okay. So I'm trying to think. What do you think about the connection? Did you get any issues with going around trees or going too far away and the connection breaking up?
Neither at the stadium, and I flew around the stadium, so I didn't have any breakup whatsoever. I flew through or next to a crane, which you would think there would be interference. Nothing. Now, having said that, I didn't take it that far. I mean, if I took my goggles off, the drone would always be in sight. But sorry.
No, you're good.
Rules of being online: turn off your phone.
Yeah,
I have not gotten any interference, no signal loss whatsoever, nothing. But I understand from people that fly like in the neighborhoods, like maybe like in front of their house or down the street and so forth, that they get a little bit, like, but minor. But I haven't heard of anybody that has lost connection.
So the first night that I flew mine, I don't know that anything changed because I didn't update anything after that. But the first night, I was literally like maybe a backyard away from where I was sitting, and I got a sensor error. This big warning came on my screen and said sensor error, and which I think I was close to a tree or a branch or something. And then all of a sudden, like, the screen froze, and then I was just kind of stuck. And in the video that I posted, like, there was probably 5 minutes of flight that I didn't know that it stopped recording then. So whatever glitch that happened, like the next 3 flights, I didn't have any issues. So I'm hoping that was just a fluke. It was kind of at nighttime, so it was, it might have not been able to see what it was doing, but when you're holding the Brad and you're flying with the Brad, like, you can't let go of the sticks. Like when you're flying with the controller, you let go and just let the drone hover. But like, you've got to, I guess, take your finger off the trigger, so it's just kind of hovers, and all you're doing is looking around. But and I'm anxious to see what you think about head tracking.
I haven't tried it.
Head tracking.
I'm not.
Other thing.
It's a weird, is it?
Well, so I feel like it's more intuitive because you kind of looking around, but but you definitely need to be sitting down for that.
Yeah, I think that would I would need
because like if you're kind of diving towards the ground and you're like looking down and
Well, that's different. Going up and going down, but like to rotate like this flying.
Yeah.
What I want to do is that drift thing, with the
I can't figure that out. I tried it so many times
to pass something and then it turn and continue flying back. I think that is so slick. That is like cool videography. But I think I heard Michael Wright say that could get old because everyone is going to be doing the same tricks.
Well, yeah, there's 3 tricks in the. It's a 3-trick pony, is what it is. But
I did
I
trick one.
like in my, so I did the 3-pack video, and second pack I couldn't figure out any of them. Like I was like, everybody's like, you gotta, flick your thumb to the right. It tells you what the instructions are, like the left and the right on it. I was doing that over and over, and it was never working. And then I finally figured it out, the flips, but I still couldn't do the 360, the 180-degree drift or whatever. I couldn't do the other 2.
And I don't know if that's the right terminology. I called it a drift, but I don't know. I don't know if it's called slide. What's the difference between slide, drift? I got to watch the videos again. Anybody know? Anybody know? Somebody's got to know.
So there's the 1 push flip is what we did. 1 push roll, 1 push 180-degree drift. I'll share my screen.
Oh man, I hope you're feeling better, JC. Wow, now there's a dedicated man from the hospital bed. You ordered the Avada 2?
Dang. Yeah, I hope you get feeling better, man.
Yeah, General Hospital. It's okay. He can fly in the room. Yes. Okay.
just don't pull the plug or drive into your whatever's keeping you alive.
He can do all his updates there, so he's ready to go when he gets out.
Yeah. What sucks is like you can only do these easy acro modes with the Brad. You can't do it with the sticks.
Okay. The 1 push flip looks cool. See, now that wouldn't get me sick. It's the turning this way. When I was a kid, I couldn't stand the tilt-a-whirl. Do you like the tilt-a-whirl? I couldn't stand it. Going like this, I was going nuts.
I'd throw up.
Yeah. But those flips forward and back, I'm cool with that.
I tried to break it. I tried to like dive at an angle towards the ground, and I did a flip, and it still worked. But then there was one that I did that I just kind of, the drone just kind of wobbled for a second.
And you can only do that if it's set to normal. You can't do that in sport. Is that correct?
I don't know. I don't know that. I do know that you can't do it mid-flight, or no, you can't be recording and switch to easy acro. So you got to stop recording, switch over to easy acro, and so you might as well just have easy acro turned on at the beginning of your flight. But I felt like that was a stupid decision.
Yeah,
maybe it's a safety thing, but like, because I've like for my video for 5 minutes, I'm like flying really, really smooth, and I'm just kind of wanted, and you push and hold that little the scroll wheel on the side to get to that acro to get the settings to pop up, but like it wouldn't let me fly and record and do that at the same time. So I'm sitting there hovering in the air, and so I don't like that.
Yeah, it's got to be for safety.
Yeah.
I mean, after all, can you imagine being the help desk guy at DJI's Care Refresh? He goes, this guy again? Come on.
Yeah.
We're going to have to turn off that sport mode.
Hey, Alex. You again? Yeah. So do you want to see what the is there anything else you want to talk about with the Avada 2? Or do you want to move
No, unless you want to show your clip. You had a real good starter clip, and you were going fast too.
Yeah, I can probably show a clip. Let's see. What's funny is I entitled the video RC Motion 3 or the FPV controller 3, and then I had people saying, I didn't think the FPV controller 2 was compatible. And I was like, the name of the video is the 3. But yeah, I can show that.
Yeah, Charles, I didn't like the tilt-a-whirl at all. At all. When I was a kid, I hated it. I've always been more of a roller coaster guy.
Did you ever do like the teacups?
What? No, that's the same thing.
Yeah.
To me, it's the same thing. I guess the only difference is that you're in control, right? You have to steer or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I think we're going to start my video here. I like this part of my video.
Ray Kelly, by the way, Santa's coming early. You're getting the F out of you, buddy.
Yeah. So this is Alex. This is the pole. Remember I told you I had plans for this pole?
Yep. And there it is. And that's the 1-inch version of the 360, right? The Insta360.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yep. So I was able to get a nice close up of the flight.
You got the inlay. Yeah, that's cool.
And I tried to rotate it, but I ended up like backing right into the camera. So
yeah, you should do the drift on that.
Oh, to get that close to my camera and then do the drift.
That's what insurance is for.
I do kind of, yeah. I don't. The camera is not insured.
Oh.
But I guess I could do a flip. I could just go right up to it and then do a flip.
There you go, and capture that, and then go into the studio.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they have that protection thing in front of the camera. The little guards in front of the gimbal.
Yep. Yeah,
just barely. It's just barely.
Yeah, just make sure you don't hit anything. Like if I would have run into that selfie pole, and like it would have gone like right through, right between the eyes.
Yeah.
But anyway, I used my car all day today with the Insta360 X4 and got some really cool shots. So I'm loving that situation. But I want to show, is this where I go to the playground?
But this is your first with this Avata, your first outing.
Yeah. Well,
but you have experience with the Avata, so this is like nothing for you. This is like,
yep. I will say it flies like the Axis version. So like people like, it's really funny. Nacho just made me an admin on the Axis Flying at Facebook group. And like, you know how everybody's got their opinions about things they don't have.
Yeah.
You know, they're always like, oh, there's no way, there's Avata 2's piece of crap, all this kind of stuff. And so I just kind of wrote on there, I was like, I have the original Avata, the Avata Axis version, and the 2. And so if you want an honest opinion about, like an actual opinion of someone that's flown all 3, then watch my next video. But I think where it really comes down to is like the people that actually fly manual and fly as fast as they can and like dive down sides of buildings, they're going to have opinions that I don't have because I'm not going to do that. Whoa. Are you still there?
I'm here. Yeah. No, I think it was your video that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. YouTube screwed that up. When I uploaded it. Yeah. Let's see, do I go through the trees? Yeah. This is the creek I was telling you about. See that dried up creek over to the left?
Yeah.
It was so fun just to fly through it. And you're like a bug.
Yeah. Dude, this is a good shot though. This is like beautiful.
Yeah, I got the rays of the sunrise kind of going through the trees and stuff. I wanted to see what the camera looked like going from light to dark, because that was one of the issues that I had with the original Avata, was going from bright sunlight to like shade of trees, and your whole screen kind of went black for a couple seconds, and then so you had to pick like between trees and know that you had a little bit of distance to fly forward before.
See, that's the time of day I would fly the camera drone.
Yeah.
But because you got some dark pockets there, but you obviously could see clearly there.
Yeah, the camera works great, and I don't know if it's like HDR or I mean, like the dynamic range is really, really good on the camera.
Mm-hmm.
And I can show you an example of kind of what the Avata so this is what I flew. Oh, here's an ad. Making money. Not much. But this is Thomasville, Georgia. So I flew this the day before I got to Florida for the South Florida drone meetup. And so this is the Axis version of the Avata. And I want to show you, you can already tell that the dynamic range isn't as good. But when I fly through that patch of trees over there, like right here, it just goes black.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure where in the video I do that, but let's see.
Yeah.
Here it is. So right here,
Yeah.
like see how black it is under there?
But in your goggles, you were able to see fine. It's just that the footage came out like that.
Well, I mean,
or would you see what you get?
Yeah, kind of what you see, what you get. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a cool park to fly for sure.
Oh man, this place is amazing. Like I kind of want to just take a trip to this town and spend a couple days, because this park was the prettiest park I've ever been to. Had this beautiful Spanish moss.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you fly,
and so many things to dodge.
Oh yeah, there's so many things to fly around. And I did it. I think this was Friday, like in the middle of the, like in maybe like 10 o'clock in the morning or whatever. So there's hardly anybody there. And then there's this insane lake with this dock and a train bridge that goes across it.
Yeah.
Like, anyway, it's a beautiful park.
Yeah. Nice reflection there too on the water.
Yeah. The water's clear.
Wait, so what time a day was this? Oh, look at that reflection. That is slick.
Isn't that beautiful? Mm-hmm. I think it was like 10 o'clock.
Oh, there's a bridge. Go underneath it. Go, 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 go. Oh.
I'm not doing that. Like the other thing you need to worry about.
Jims would do it, right, Jims?
Right. Yeah. So the other thing that you need to watch out for as a beginner FPVer is like things that you can't see in your goggles. Like that railroad bridge possibly could have like a cable that goes across that's invisible until the last second. And then now the leaves are pretty much on the trees, but in the fall, when all the leaves fall off the top part of the tree, but they haven't fallen off the rest of the tree yet, there's these little like ninja branches that stick up out of the top of the tree, and those can get you. Or like any kind of, and look at this beautiful, like there's just so much to this park.
And not a lot of people there.
Yeah.
Makes it sweeter. You don't have to worry about it.
Yep. I almost got it stuck in the top of a really tall tree. So that would have sucked. But
yeah. Oh yeah, I would. Man, that's a pretty park.
Yep. So, but yeah.
Whoa, that was cool.
So yeah, I think the camera is really good on the Avata 2.
Yeah, I like it. I really do. Yeah, and based on the first flight, I don't think I would shoot in D-Log. The auto, it seemed just fine, and frankly, it's easier to edit.
Yeah, I think the video footage is great.
Yeah.
I think D-Log, if you're matching it up with another camera, like if you really like to fly D-Log with your Mavic 3 and you want to match kind of the footage, you might get better dynamic range, but like when you're flying close to things, the sun isn't really a big issue. You know what I mean? Like when you're up in the air and you're you can see like half of your screen is the sky. Like the sun plays a big part in your exposure and your ISO and all that stuff. But like when you're down low, like, and you're going a little kind of fast, like everything changes so much that you really need the action camera side of that camera to actually function really well.
Yeah.
Like to capture, like to be in focus all the time, to be, to capture harsh shadows and harsh lights and all of that stuff. So,
yeah, Jim, I did put a LUTs. I didn't care for the LUTs the way on my monitor, the way it looked. I tweaked it because I thought it gave it like too vibrant, and I wanted to tone it down a little bit. So that's what I did. I toned it down a little bit. But you're right. They have the LUTs on the DJI site and then start from there.
Oh, this is why Jim thinks it sucks, because he doesn't have it yet.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So he's exactly the person I'm talking about that are complaining about things they don't even know about.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to play another video, and I want you to chime in if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of I'm going to turn the audio on, so you might echo. So I might just mute you.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yeah. I'll just write it on a piece of paper and flash it on the screen.
There you go. All right.
I think you muted everything.
The preview, it looks pretty awesome, y'all. Get me in frame, and then I'll show you all the preview again. So that's the preview. In the preview, I'm gonna see if there's any weird stitching going on. Yep, there's the weird stitching, but I feel like that will fix itself, possibly. Or you never want to get this close to a 360 camera anyway. But let's go over to the other side and see where so there is a weird stitch, but you don't notice it until you get pretty close to the camera. And then my hand starts getting really, really weird. Right? So now let's look at the top. See what the stitch is. Yep, so there's a weird stitch. But if you're looking at my mirror in my car, you really don't notice it. It's just whenever something is really close to it. And I would say, yeah, even though the stitch is messed up, you still don't notice it because things are black. And then I can't do an underneath test because it's sitting on a tripod. But like to the naked eye, you can't really notice anything wrong with what's going on here. So I should probably record my screen. I wonder if I can record my screen and do this at the same time. So let's record the screen. All right, so let's do the stitch test again. I'm recording my screen. So we're gonna go over here and do a stitch test. Now watch my fingers kind of disappear into, and this is in preview, y'all. It's crazy that you can do this in preview. I remember back in the day you couldn't, you got couldn't even tell where your stitch lines were until you got back home and looked at it on your computer. So there's the stitch line there. And we're gonna go up here. Stitch line right there. That's a pretty hard stitch line. So yeah, that's it. All right, let's go to the park and get this thing, you know, do some testing. I'm gonna put it on my car and I'm gonna drive around with it on my car. And there might be some wobbles and stuff like that. We can kind of test the stabilization. And then we're gonna do, I like to do like planet views and do kind of a weird reframing. So my reframing is gonna be a little different in my video. But this first video, I don't wanna do too much. I don't wanna go too crazy. My live stream tonight will have, you know, up close and personal with the camera and discussions with the viewers that come to watch the chats and stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. Let's get to the park, y'all.
Hyundai Palisade versus Jeep Grand Cherokee. Look what Palisade has and what Grand Cherokee.
All right, y'all, so we've got you in 8K 30 frames per second, and we've got the lens guards on. So yeah, this is going to be a test with the lens guards on. We're going to put it on top of my car and drive around, and then I'm going to do a walk around test, do kind of a selfie stick kind of walk test with the lens guards on, and then we'll do the same thing with the lens guards off, and then we'll close out the video, y'all. This video is not going to be too crazy, but let's get you on top of the car. Yep. All right. Unmute Alex. So the first thing I want to talk about by the way, what did you think of that footage?
I thought it was cool. And I like the tune that you added to it too. That was not the same park, right?
No.
Okay.
No, this is a park that I live close to.
Okay. Just as beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a it's an old mansion that I think was part of the war, the Civil War or whatever. They turned it into like a soccer park. Yeah, so the what I wanted to show you guys is the first video was done with, so here's the Insta360 X4. In the case, I don't know if this is going to show up, but there's these two little pockets, and in the pockets you get, so in the past these have been stickers and they've been super lame and they fall off and they're plasticky and they scratch. I have a feeling this is going to scratch or crack because it's cheap, because they have a more expensive, like they've got like a set for $20 that you can get, and I've got fat fingers, so this might not work on a live stream. I might just embarrass myself, but I'm trying to find the little blue dot. So they attach just like a lens would, like the max lens on the GoPros. So they click into place and it's no longer a sticker. So the very first half of this video was done with this lens protector on it. So I thought the test was going to go bad because I did it in a bright, sunny area. Whenever I've had lens protectors on in the past, there's been like these crazy shines and stuff like that. What do we got going on? So Jim's Droning says that Amazon and Best Buy, I guess in Canada, don't have them.
Wow.
But Stevie Bronx, welcome to the chat. Hope you're having a good night. He said he did his first Insta360 edit. I actually enjoyed editing on the Insta app. I use iPad Mini 6. I like that I can edit anywhere with my iPad. Travel-friendly workflow. Yeah. So
with the pencil.
Yep. Yeah. The video I just showed you guys, I did that entire video in the Insta360 Studio, which is the desktop app. And in projects now, it runs just like iMovie does. So you can clip, you can edit. It's got better transitions than Final Cut Pro, in my opinion, because they're 360 transitions, so they can use that whole 360 video to make the transition. So I'll show you in a minute the second half of the video, and it's got a transition where it goes up to a tiny planet and then fades to another planet and then comes back down. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, they got creative stuff for sure. A whole new way of editing.
Yep. And they just added 4K export. So last week, in order for me to get a 4K video, I had to go Google what the resolution width and height of a 4K video
conversion.
I had to paste it in there, and now it just says, 720, 1080, 4K, and I was like, 4K, baby, let's do it. So I thought I was going to get a bunch of lens flares and stuff, but in my video, I actually get more lens flare without the lens protectors. I get that green. There's like a green little, I don't know what it is, the refraction but the sun bounces off some green lens and then hits the sensor. And but yeah. All right, there's the transition right there.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I haven't put multiple clips together yet on Insta360 Studio, but I got to do that.
It's great. And each one that you click, you have, so in the keyframing, you can like pinpoint exactly like the rotation, the pitch, the yaw, and they've added in there like one time. So if I want to do a 360 flip one time, I can just put in one time and it'll flip it one time instead of me like if you like one
framing that you have to do manually, go a little bit at a time. You can just click a button and that's it.
I can type the whole thing in.
Oh man.
And be super precise. So it's already has the horizon like set, and then I can say 360 and it'll go whew, and come back to exactly the same spot.
Oh man.
So, and I do some of that in this video, but like the like, if I did a whole like 10 minutes worth of reframing, and I did a couple flips in there, I'm like 720, and then like whatever's after that, 1,000 something. Like I have to like do the math every time, like add 360 to the last one that I did. But now it's like I want to flip it 3 times and it'll go. Whew, whew, whew.
Oh.
So anyway,
that's cool because I've been manually keyframing, so it's like that sounds a lot easier.
Yeah.
But the one thing I would tell you about that X4 though that impresses me is that you can export to 4K from the
Yes, and it's
that's number one thing why I want that camera. Am I going to get it now? No, I told you before. I just got the Avata 2, but I need to fill in the wallet a little bit more.
Yeah,
but I intend to get it. I just can't do it now. But man, that's the number one thing: exporting to 4K.
Yeah. So 60 frames per second, is exactly like the 1-inch edition. Like it's 5.7K, I believe. They have a 5.7 plus in there, so I'm not sure exactly what 5.7 plus is. I'm going to do some testing there, but the 8K only does 30 frames per second. But I was out there filming for over a half hour and it didn't overheat. So the fact that I was recording 8K in this tiny little camera that is waterproof, so it's sealed. It's sealed with rubber and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't breathe.
What was the temperature outside? Because you're way up north. I'm down in Florida, so it gets hot down here.
Oh yeah, I hear you. It was 86 degrees.
86 degrees when you did that? Okay.
Yep.
And it didn't overheat.
And at noon, 11:30, I think, when I stopped. No. 11:30 to 12 is when I filmed, pretty much. And now Florida is going to be something completely different. But but the other thing is a lot of people like down in Florida, like if you're doing like water sports or stuff like that, whenever it hits the water, it cools itself down. But like I'm going to put it on top of my car and let it bake in the sun, pretty much. But yeah, I want to show you these other transitions. So I think I have to do that. Put you in selfie stick mode. We're gonna rock around. This is with the lens guards on, and the way I've got it pointed is I've got the camera on the screen side pointed at my face. So we're just gonna walk straight down here, go down the stairs, walk around the park, and go back to the car. So this will be my walking test. And I haven't figured out an easy way to attach my microphone to my shirt yet, so we're gonna walk around with it like this. Be pretty cool and awkward. The things I'll be looking for with the lens guards on the camera will be trying to figure out if the sun creates any kind of lens flares or kind of weird awkward shines. And the other thing will be like if it affects stabilization and stitching, because there is a standard lens mode that I have turned on in the camera. So what that does is it affects the kind of in-camera stitching. We might be able to deal with all of this in post in Insta360 Studio, but right now we're just trying to figure out what happens outside the camera. We've got a car parked behind my vehicle, which is kind of weird. Whenever you go do things in like rich parts of town, everybody's just so nosy. So so far we haven't overheated, so that's good. Lock up the car. Pop this up. We're gonna walk around kind of these old, I don't know if they're slave quarters or what they are, but man, I miss coming out here. There's talk that I might have to go back to the office at least like a couple times a week or something like that. So we might start making videos out here, you know, a little later. Got a cop looking at me, so that's always good. So yeah, it's a beautiful park, y'all. There's a train over there. This is a pretty little barn right here. Probably should have brought a tripod up here with me. That's all right. This is the walk test. This is the talking to myself because I have no friends test. Got a lot of bees around here, so hope I don't get stung. Looks like they're painting the barn, maybe. Chipping off all the old paint. So there's a lot of places I can walk through up here. So let's go like maybe onto the porch, and then this will be like a light test going into kind of a low light test. So there we go. So now we're in the shade. It's still bright out here, but we're in the shade. And then we're gonna walk kind of back into tree shade, so you guys can see what that's like. And then we're gonna walk back into the sun in just a minute. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about this video. I will say the lens guards, being able to replace the lens guards is pretty awesome. And I'm planning on, when I get back from Florida, I'm planning on ordering the, I don't know if they're pro lens guards, I don't remember what they're called, but everybody gets a standard set of lens guards that clip on just like you would, or they kind of twist on just like you would like a lens on a camera. And so, but they have a beefier set for some extreme action camera activity. So we went up the sidewalk last time, now we're gonna go down the stairs. Yeah, maybe put this thing on a tripod or just hang it off of the side of the car and do my my clothes. But yeah, I think we'll just hang you guys off of the side of the car. What y'all think? I think that's good. All right, catch you on the outro. Y'all, that's it. That was the very first video that I have put out with the Insta360 X4. I had it in 8K 30 frames per second, went all around the park a couple times. Probably been filming for maybe a half hour, and the camera didn't overheat at all. So this is kind of an awkward view, but these are the kinds of views I can get with a 360 camera. If you guys look around my car, I've got 3 attachment points for my Yak Attack poles. I've got a short pole, a long pole, and then even like a boom pole. So we're going to be throwing this camera all over my car. But yeah, the only difference that I have currently is I have the Insta360 selfie stick screwed into the Yak Attack. So I can get the camera away from the attachment a little bit further away. So I said further away and away twice in the same sentence. So there's that. All right, y'all, that's it. Please like, subscribe to my channel, click on the bell for notifications when I put out more videos on the Insta360 X4, other VR cameras, drones, regular cameras, all the good stuff. Have a wonderful day, y'all. Peace out.
Well done.
Thank you. So the one downside of using the Insta360 Studio is you can't sync up audio, and you can't like, I can add one audio clip underneath. So that's why the audio sucks. I haven't synced in my DJI.
I was going to ask if that was the audio was from the camera itself.
Yeah, all that audio is from the camera, and it was really windy day. So,
well, it would be an extra step, but you can always, I guess, import it into a timeline of, say, Final Cut Pro or whatever your other video editors, and then add the sound.
Yeah,
but it's more work. But I guess it could be done.
Yeah. So I was able to export that video. I really kind of rushed that video just so I could get it up for the stream tonight. And just showing it in this stream, I made, $0.25 cent in ad revenue. No, I didn't make anything. But yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to fix that audio, and I'm hoping I can just bring that video that I just exported into Final Cut and then sync up the audio. That might take a little bit of tomfoolery, but yeah. So
Stevie has a question. If you have the lens guards on your X3 or just the X4? I'm not sure. Yeah.
So I don't think lens guards came with the X3, but you could definitely buy them for it.
They're available. I think they're adhesive though. I ripped mine off. I don't care if I scratch the lens, I scratch the lens.
Yeah, they're stickers, and they kind of get in the way. Like, they make that's another thing that has been added with the X4 is there is an automatic lens guard. Like, it can tell if you've got lens guards on. You can put it in auto lens guard mode. I actually like set no lens guards and standard lens guards on the camera itself. But I think it doesn't matter if you go into post, because I'd like tested out the dive case setting, like all that stuff. So if you bring it into Insta360 Studio on your computer, then you can make any adjustment you want to that footage. It has metadata, but it keeps the raw videos that allows you to adjust things on it. But like, I also have lens guards on my aerial edition that goes on my went on my Mavic Pro, the original one. But they do have a tendency to interfere, and you've got to, like, it's really easy to wipe your fingerprints off of one lens, but wiping it off of one lens, putting a lens cap on, and then like with these Insta360 cameras, you always have to worry about fingerprint smudges on your lenses because the lenses stick out. So to me, like, it's always been a hassle, but if the footage is that good, then I'm just going to leave them on. And if I notice they get in the way, I did notice like some dust in one of the close-ups that I did. But by the way, what did you think about the close-up of my bar on the top of my car?
Oh, yeah, that was cool. I will say this, compared to the other video that you showed that didn't have them on, I don't know. It was kind of hard to tell, but I thought the ones with the lens guard on looked better.
I think so too. Because like the video of me,
unless you exported it with that setting. I'm echoing again.
Oh, that was me. That's my fault. I just wanted to show you me walking down the stairs. There is a green thing in my face. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I think it's right here. So you'll echo if you talk, so don't talk for 1 second.
We went up the sidewalk last time. Now we're going to go down the stairs.
There's that lens flare right there.
Yeah. Maybe put this thing on a tripod or just hang it off of the side of the car and do my my clothes. But
so yeah, so that footage right there, the green lens flare showed up without the lens guards, and then with the lens guards there was no green lens flare anywhere, which is weird to me.
I think it's the light coming in, bouncing off that second lens, and then bouncing back out. I don't know, but I get that once in a while on the Mavic 3 when I put the protective filter on, which is basically clear.
Yeah.
And if I'm looking at the sun, or on an angle, I'll get that little green mark.
Interesting.
I think it's the light bouncing into the lens camera and then bouncing back out. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just guessing.
Yeah. I'll take that little green lens flare over. The old 360 cameras used to have this red dot that you couldn't get rid of. And there was always a red dot in your footage, no matter where you pointed your camera. So I think they've
film on a cloudy day.
Right. Yeah. And then you've got a bunch of noise in your footage because you don't have enough light. But I think the Insta360 X4 is a sweet spot. I still love my 1-inch edition that was in the Avata video that we watched tonight. But so next week I'm going to Universal Studios, and so this is going to be my camera that I'm just going to film the crap out of Universal Studios and have a bunch of footage. Yeah, so after I get back from Florida next week, I'll have put this camera through the ringer. We're going to a water park, so I'll have a whole day at a water park with it. So pretty excited about that. So what have I missed here?
Yep, I carry a microfiber for sure.
Oh, that's another thing. So it comes with a microfiber, and they've given you in the case, they've given you a pocket for your microfiber.
Nice.
So in this one little case, and it's got 2 zippers, so you can put it over your tripod, zip it around, zip this zipper, and now you have a case with lens protectors, a microfiber on the end of your selfie stick. I mean, those are things that I had to buy extra with the last one.
When you're me and you know you got a shot coming out, that's too much to handle, because I usually open the moonroof and stick the stick.
Well, yeah.
While I'm going 55.
Yeah. So the other thing that I'm going to order, and I don't have another example here. Maybe this is a good example. They have a cover like this.
That's what I have.
I don't know if that works. Ooh.
That's easier to pop off on the car and start filming.
Ooh. I don't even need one. The Insta360 RS cover fits.
Cool.
Just so you know, if anybody still has this camera. But the other thing is, I'll show you guys. So this is what the camera looks like on one side. It's got all these like kind of radiator ridges. I'm flipping y'all off, aren't I? I was just like giving everybody the finger. And
I get that a lot.
Yeah. And I haven't gone through comparing it to the other cameras yet, but there's 2 microphones on this side, 1 microphone on that side. There is the power button and the quick button. On the other side, there's a door, and in that door, there's a USB-C. And the door stays open. So to me, that's awesome. I don't know if anybody fiddles with the little plastic doors that kind of dangle and they always get in the way. And so the fact that opens up is pretty awesome to me. The thing I don't like is they still put the SD card in the battery compartment. So if you've gotten this camera wet, you need to dry it off before you open this battery compartment, or else moisture can get in there. The thing that I like, though, is I can't show it on this camera right now. Maybe that you can see this like silver circle. Yep. Spring-loaded thing that pops the battery out. For some reason, that's been built really well this time. And then it still has the battery's blue, so you can tell if the battery door is open. And then it has the orange tabs.
Just like the X3, yeah. Yeah, it's very similar to the X3. So wait, you said you don't like the fact that the SD card is still inside the battery compartment? Because I would think for waterproofing, you'd want it inside somewhere. Or you'd want it to have its own door. Is that what you mean?
I want it to have its own door, because this needs to be waterproof too.
Yeah.
And like if it would have been in there, or it had its own door, I guess I don't really have to take the SD card out. I can just plug it into my computer here. Yeah. But
or if you're on an iPad or a phone and you just want to bring it in and preliminary do social media and stuff, you never have to open that door. You can just over the air do it and transfer it.
Yeah, you can transfer that way as well. And then this is the I forget what it's called, but this is the cooling
later
case.
Stevie, take care. Sorry, go ahead.
This is the cooling case that comes with it. And this is just so you don't burn, like the camera's going to be really hot from shooting 8K in the hot sun. So this is to be able to hold the camera without hurting yourself, I guess. Is what the instructions were on the little thing. I'm like, I kind of just want to keep this on it all the time because it protects the side of it.
Well, that would make sense down here.
But I haven't tried it on this side. This is the side with the screen on it. So I'm going to try, if it goes on that side, then it's kind of like just a screen protector. Oh, there you go. So now you have a screen protector.
Yeah,
So now
especially if you know you're recording. Go ahead and hit record. Can you tell if it's recording when you turn it on with that case over it?
All right, we're going to turn it on.
Oh, wait, no, you need to have access to the button in the front, right? So it's below
You
the
can
screen.
see the screen through the holes. All right, so where's the...
But you don't see the red flashing, do you?
The record button's right there.
So, okay.
Let's see if I can get in there, get in that hole. No, not really. So you'd have to do it with the app.
Okay.
Or hit record and turn it back on. But I think
so. Validating your point, it was meant to be on the other side.
Yeah, it was meant to go on the other side. They didn't put the holes in the right spot.
But I thought that the ridges on the back side of it was a heat dissipation design.
I would think so too, and I would think that the screen would get hot compared to the other side.
Yeah.
But maybe because the screen's there, maybe the cold piece of glass, like the glass, maybe acts as like a radiator or something.
Yeah.
But it's got a nice, huge screen on it, which is good. So yeah. Oh, the other thing that I noticed, and this is probably the last thing I want to talk about tonight because it's getting pretty late, is the...
By James.
So, you know, like when you're using like the Ace Pro or a GoPro, and it has like wide, ultra wide, de-warp, like there's those kind of action camera settings.
Yes.
Those settings are in Insta360 Studio now. So I went from a tiny planet to a de-warped video of me walking. And I could set that on the keyframe. So instead of it being like this kind of zoom in on a tiny planet, kind of like bulgy type video, I could actually move into a de-warped video of myself walking and talking. And I thought that was really cool. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but before 5.0, the studio, I thought that existed already in the older version.
Maybe it did. Maybe I didn't notice it.
Once you hit a keyframe, that little menu pops open and decides how you want it. The tiny planet, wide, linear.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe they just added more to it on the studio, on the new one.
I think they added it to the project side of it. I don't know. I just don't remember seeing it. But yeah, you're probably right. I used to do everything in Final Cut Pro. Like I would just export the 360 video and then do all my reframing and
that I've never done. I've always done it through the Insta360 app and then export the clips that I want and then import them into Final Cut Pro. I did a lot of work to do editing.
Well, I always did.
But that's how you learn.
Yeah, I always did it in Final Cut Pro because you couldn't export a 4K video with the studio. But now that you can, like I did that whole video, and the only thing that was bad about it was the audio sucked.
Yeah, you can with the X4 in the app and in studio, but if you're going to be ending up using Final Cut Pro, you export to ProRes, right?
I edit in ProRes, but then I end up exporting in an MP4.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like all of my encoding is in ProRes. So yeah, but I don't know. I always thought it was a limitation of the studio software. Like they would only export 1080.
Yeah.
But
anyway, but yeah, I'll eventually get it. I'm just not ready for it yet.
Yep. Well, I want to thank you, Alex, for hanging out. I know I asked you to join the show in the last second.
No, man, my pleasure. My pleasure. It's fun.
Yeah, you know? I thought the subject matter tonight, like out of all the people I know in the community, like you're the person I should talk to tonight. So
I don't blame you for picking me. I'm the only one that like loves 360s, and I'm a beginner at the Avata too, so it makes sense.
Yeah, like the stars aligned and the eclipse happened. So
thank you for having me, man.
here's your chance to promote whatever you want to promote and say your goodbyes.
I'll just go straight to the goodbye. I got nothing to promote. People, I think, for the most part, in here or was here, they know my channel. You know, I don't put out a lot of content, and that's only because time, lack of time. But I try to have as fun as much as I can. That's what it's about.
All right. Well,
so
thanks for
that. I'll say goodbye.
All right. See you, Alex.
Thank you, man.
All right, y'all. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. So I thought tonight was a great show. I always love having guests on the show and being able to kind of bounce ideas off of them. And I just think I perform a little bit better when I'm feeding off other people. So yeah, Vada 2 is in the wild. Oh, excuse me, I burped on live. It's not TV, but you know what I mean. So the Avada is out, Avada 2, and it's amazing. I just got in the mail today the ND filters, so I'll be putting a video out. I'm going to Florida, so I might focus once I get my third video of the Avada, like the 3-pack series out, I might put a hold on the Avada for the next week, just because I have an interesting perspective with the X4. So I'm going to start putting those videos out. But yeah, I think that's it. Oh, the other thing, I don't know if you noticed in the video, I'll be putting the X4 video out once I fix the audio, but the one thing I said in that video is I might be going back into the office. It looks like I'm going into the office once a week from now on. So so I might be able to be around that park on my lunch break. And I might go back to the ballpark, the place that I used to do my original videos. So that might be kind of fun too. But yeah, hit the like button. It really helps the channel out. Not that I get anything out of the channel anymore. I get like maybe $1 a day. So, but yeah, it all helps the channel. I'm really not hustling anymore. I'm just going to put out cool videos. I'm going to do what I like to do and hope you guys come along on the journey with me. So have a wonderful week, y'all. I'll catch you on the next video. Peace out.